Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot. It's your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. Today we are going into the topic of who is talking about you behind your back. I've got quite a few topics that I were channeled that I've got set up, so I'm just trying to get through them. But yeah, this one is what's coming through today. I do want to say thank you so much for any and all who've chosen to support this channel, who come in and comment, who like, who subscribe. I'm truly honored to have you all as a part of this journey, and thank you so much for being here. And if you are new here, this is a reminder that we're all human and you are welcome as you are in this here now here moment to show up as your most authentic self. And remembering that as you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Okay, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box down below where you will find all the links necessary. You can email me for a private reading where I will get you out further information as well as scheduling options. And you can also follow me on over to Scatter Love Radio, which is my podcast, which is a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I hope to see you there. Okay, I think that's everything. My announcements for today. Sometimes I have more. Our affirmation card today is I am worthy of self-care and self-love. And I feel like that's extremely fitting just due to the topics that have been coming out recently. And just in general, sometimes we don't feel like we are worthy of giving ourselves that time and space and saying no to maybe obligations or things that we feel guilt tripped into doing, right? Even by ourselves. So just remember that you are worthy of self-care and self-love. So let's go ahead and get into your prayer. And I've got stuff a little bit different today, but that's part of the process, right? So my beloved sources, prayers for any and all who come onto this video. I ask that you open our eyes to ourselves, right? You know, we're asking these topics that can sometimes set us off and trigger us in ways that make us feel like we're not good enough for the journey, or that make us feel like we did something wrong, or like wanting to change something about ourselves in order to make another person appreciate us. And while not everybody feels this way, that is a huge portion of how much people really lean into societal beliefs. And so I ask that you encourage us to be those way showers and to rebel against societal nature. And that while these are supposed to be fun topics, to remind us as we go into it that we can learn something deeply healing about ourselves anytime we connect with situations like these today or any others. There's always an opportunity for us to heal and to come closer to home, to come closer to you, to come closer to unconditional love. May we forgive freely. May we set ourselves free from the dredges of society. And may we all spread our wings and fly and become who we're meant to become. As these words are spoken unto this space and unto this reading, so shall they be. Amen. Aho, Ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let me get this set up over here out the way. All right. Okay, so we are going to choose from my spiral oracle deck today. I will have to check this off of the camera just to ensure that whatever comes through is not inappropriate. There are a few pretty risque cards in here and we don't want to get flagged, so definitely putting that there. But these are such beautiful cards and I feel like these are going to give us such good guidance in regards to today's topic. So source, help us understand what oracle card for pile number 1 will help us understand better about who's talking behind their back for pile number 1, source. One card. Okay, felt it. It was this one. Okay. And for pile number 2, source, what oracle card will help us understand better who's talking behind pile number 2's back? pile number 2, Source. What oracle card is best used for pile number 2 today to help us understand this further? Okay, thank you. And for pile number 3, Source, what oracle card will help us better understand? Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. And then on the bottom of the deck, we do have in transit. Such a beautiful card, right? Definitely getting out of our minds is what this feels like, and allowing our consciousness to grow beyond the limitations that have maybe been set for us by people, by ourselves, by anyone. Okay, don't worry, I'll show you what these are in just a second. Let me get them set up here. Okay. Don't know if you guys can see those. Yeah, the colors are actually showing up on there. Okay, good. Wasn't sure. So for pile number 1, we have this Motivate oil. It's an essential oil for you to choose from. Okay. For pile number 2, we have this Forgive oil for you to choose from. For pile number 3, whoa, we have this Peace oil for you to choose from. So pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever one you're drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And with that being said, I will see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this Motivate essential oil, or if you were drawn to this card while we were shuffling, then this should be the pile for you on who is talking about you behind your back, keeping in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links necessary down below in the description box, where you can email me for a personal reading, and I will get you out further information as well as scheduling options. And you can also reach out on and follow me on my Scatter Love Radio, which is my podcast, where it's just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I honestly hope to see you there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the dice and see if we can find out a little bit more about this person who's talking about you behind your back, okay? So Source, who is talking about pile number 1 behind their back? What can you tell us about this person? What energies can you help us understand more about this person? Who is talking about pile number 1 behind their back, Source? Okay. We have the 10th house, Virgo, and North Node energies. And while I'm getting this set up, just really quick, remember that we are connecting with someone else and seeing how they view you, what they're saying about you, and things like that. That is in no way, shape, or form a reflection of your true character or who you are. This is seeing life through someone else's rose-colored glasses on how they view you and the perspective of you. Okay, we cannot change how another person sees us. We can only change how we react or respond to the situation, right? So this is someone who you work with, or someone in the field of what you're doing, right? Like, so you could have your own business, or you could be working in an industry that there's a lot of people in that industry. But this is someone that shares a similar goal in mind with you, right? We have the North Node here. This is someone who is also on their path of purpose. Okay, so this is someone who sees you on your path of purpose, and they are also on their path of purpose. And this is someone who is a little bit of a perfectionist. Like, they can be overly critical because they want things to be very perfect. They want things to be very standardized. So if you're bringing your own flair to the industry, which is oftentimes what happens when you become very successful and you let yourself shine, you're bringing your own flair. This is not something that someone can copy, right? No matter how hard they try, this is something that they cannot copy. They can't do what you do the way that you do it. There's just no way around it because they don't see things the way that you see them. They didn't experience life the same way you experienced it. But this is someone who is very critical of themselves when they cannot figure out the ABCs of what it is that you're doing, right? So this is someone who's been seen as an expertise in their field. This is someone who has status, who has clout, who has a label to their name. This is someone who is very successful. They're very fortunate, and people come to them for either help, assistance, or to purchase items from a company, right? This is someone who's very obsessive with the way that they work, all right? They can be seen as humble, modest, and generous, very logical, detail-oriented. I mean, overall, it's not like a terrible energy, but we'll get more from the tarot and see what it is that they're saying about you. But this is someone who is on their fated path. Like, they're doing what they're meant to do. And I feel like you also are doing what you're meant to do. And it just happens to be in the same area as this person. And they're kind of like, whoa, hold on. Like, why can't I do the things the way that pile one does? But that's the thing. They haven't found quite what it is that makes them them, right? This is someone who is, because they're too much of a, it's like if there's rules and regulations, they're going to follow them to a T. And that's this person. Like, they really follow it and they don't want to stray from it. It's a by the book type energy. And it's like, you might not be by the book. You might be experience based, which is entirely different than by the book, right? And so that may have allowed you space to become your own individual and develop your own style in this. And so it's something that they're very conscious of, but they're still trying to figure out how to rationalize the way that you show up in things, okay? But above all else, this is someone who is on the karmic path towards fulfillment. They are learning life's lessons. They're well aware of their own life lessons, and they're constantly trying to do better in their own life. So we'll see what is going on, if it's good or bad that's coming through. So let's get this out of the way. Alright, let's get some tarot on it. And you might not know this person too, so like if you are someone who works at home or online or something, then this might just be someone who is, wow, I have the hiccups. This is someone who is watching you online and wondering how you're doing so well, wondering how they can do things like you do. Okay, if you're going to let me talk about it, so, source. Blue. Blue. I don't know what blue was. I really don't know why that came out. I couldn't even tell you why that came out. So maybe they like blue, or you really like blue, and that's just kind of a really very specific confirmation for someone. I don't know. That was just random. Okay, so source, who is talking about pile number one behind their back? What more can you tell us? Like, what's going on here? Who's talking about pile number one behind their back, source? Thank you. Who's talking about pile number one behind their back? Okay. Who's talking about pile number one behind their back, source? Whoa. Okay. Thank you. Source, who's talking about pile number one behind their back? What can you tell us? Whoa, okay. This one flipped over. I'm going to put these back. Okay. Who is talking about pile number one behind their back? They may be trying... Okay. Yeah, I think that this person, there's like this feeling of wanting to collaborate with you, but not quite yet in a place where they can come forward and say something about it or do something about it. But there does... Yeah, there feels like a collaboration here. It's almost like you are destined to meet this person or have this person in your life with the Three of Swords here on the bottom. You know, this is talking about, this is this is an intervention of source and your angels and your guides, right? The Three of Swords here. It's like you're getting angelic help. You're getting help from source, especially depicted by these laurel leaves behind here. Yeah. This person's just really determining how to come forward. Like, they realize it. They see your talents, okay? They see your talents, and that's why they're talking about you. They may be in a position where they're talking to higher ups, and that's why they're talking about you behind your back, is because they're trying to connect with higher ups. They're trying to get you into a position where you can change what it is that you're doing or how you're doing it, maybe, you know? And it's not like they want to take control over it. It feels like they want to present you with an opportunity. My apologies. Somebody's driving by with a really loud trailer. Yeah, look at these really positive cards. I mean, just overly positive, but it feels like this is the person, okay? The Queen of Wands here in the upright. I feel like they're talking to someone that is a King of Wands who's very passionate and action-oriented and confident. And this is someone who is willing to do what it takes. They're capable of setting boundaries. They're seeing you taking care of yourself. They're seeing you do what's necessary for your position. Like I said, it's like they're trying to figure it out. Okay, they're trying to figure out how you take action, the way you take action. But at the same time, more than anything, they feel inspired by you. And they want to offer you something, especially with this Knight of Swords here. It's like coming in to gift you an opportunity to speak to you about it. Okay, it feels very hopeful. Like, this does feel very, very hopeful. Well, you got, look, shuffling these cards, all of these came out in the upright, which are mostly positive meanings. I mean, the nameless card can kind of go either way, but considering all the cards surrounding it are actually very positive, this is talking about a positive change, something that will change your life, to help you overcome either the illusions of money or the illusions of your own self-limitations or anything like that. And I feel like that's why this person is so hypercritical, because they don't offer this position to anybody. So that's where that hypercritical energy is coming in from the Virgo, right? It's like they're not just going to offer this to somebody off the street. Like, they want to know that they're offering it to someone who can come in and perform what it is that they want done or what it is that's necessary. So this could be a promotion for you or a brand new opportunity altogether. Let me get a drink of water. That is what they're pointing to, as a brand new opportunity. Ay, thank you. Let me grab my clarification deck. I'm going to use the Tarot today to clarify. It's been a while since I brought this out. Just a lovely little deck. Let's get some clarifying cards here for pile number 1, source. Can you tell us more about this? But it does feel like there are many people involved here. But there's one person, this Queen of Wands energy, that wants to talk to you. And it does feel like this is a money opportunity. Yes, I know she's not a Queen's card, but this is giving me money vibes. Like, this is to help bring you into a new level in your life. Can you please clarify this for pile number 1, source? Okay. Yeah, so we have the moon coming out here first and foremost. Look, she's pregnant, right? Which also indicates being able to manifest something into life. So maybe there's a baby involved. That could be. But when we're talking about career and you see a pregnant woman, this really depicts that you're manifesting what it is that you want in life. And also very receptive energy here with the moon, but it is being hidden, okay? This is bringing something to consciousness through the shadows, right? So you're not yet aware of it, and there's really not a whole lot that Source wants to say on the matter just yet, because I feel like this is a gift from Source that's coming through for you. And I know it's like, well, who's talking about me behind? We'll get some more energy on it. We'll definitely get some more energy on it and see what else we can find. But with the moon coming out first thing, and in the upright here, it's saying this is something that is a surprise for you for good reason, right? It's almost like if you knew about it, and when it came, like you might not be as excited about it as you're going to be. I know people are like, no, I will be. But it's like when Christmas comes, if you spent all year looking for your Christmas presents, you found all your Christmas presents, Christmas morning comes, you already know what you're going to get. You're not going to be as surprised as if you didn't know, right? It's the same thing, okay? It's the same thing. And so sometimes even with us as readers, Source is not going to give us the information. But this is something that I do feel is going to bring a lot of fulfillment to you. Now, we did have the Empress come out in the reverse. So this is something that they're trying to keep from being so impulsive, is the energy here. It's like, this is something that they're not just going to run in to be like, hey, pile one, I need you to do this, this, and this. No, like they're going to, if this is at your job, this is somebody who might start giving you more responsibilities just to see how you're going to take it. How are you going to, are you going to complain about it? Or are you going to do what you're asked? Are you going to show up still the way that you show up? And this isn't someone who is going to take advantage of that. This is a test, is what this feels like with the Empress here in the reverse. So you have the children up here too. So this is something I do feel like at first you're going to feel very overwhelmed by it, and kind of grouchy is actually the word that came through, just grouchy about what's going on. But they're trying to point out here that it's something that you're really going to enjoy in the long run, but you have to allow yourself the opportunity to really embody and embrace that. So let's see if we can get some more on it here. Source, can you please have another clarifying card here? Thank you. Yeah, we have the Three of Wands. This is something that you have been wanting for a while. Right, but look at how the fire is being set here. Right, the light is off, but the fire is being set on this lighthouse. Like, it's like something that at first it might feel uncomfortable, or it might burn, it might hurt, and you might be like, why are they giving me more opportunities, but I'm not getting paid for anything? Because you're setting it on fire. You're setting it's like your solar plexus on fire, is what it feels like. We have 3 and 3 coming out together here. So this is something that's very creative. Oh, 3, 3, 3. Look at that. And on the bottom, yeah, you have the 8 of coins in the reverse here. It's something that you feel like at first, or it's something that you feel like is going to be like you don't want to do it. Right? You don't want to do it, but it's a new opportunity, and that's just something that you can't see. Exactly. You just can't see, but you're not realizing that when you come at it with like, I get to do these things, instead of being like, why do I have to do these things? Like, why are they giving me these things? Or if it's somebody in the same industry as you, like at first they're going to give you some sort of tasks. So they may become a client of yours and give you some sort of task that seems almost impossible, but they want to see how you creatively figure it out. And I feel like that's why it was by the books that kept coming out, because I feel like regardless of how you do things, you still end up following some sort of regulations without trying to. And so this person is definitely talking you up to somebody or to people in general, because you offer things in such a unique way. Okay, this is not a bad energy. This is not someone who's messed up. This is not anything like that. It's just they're trying to delicately navigate the situation, but they do realize that it's something that you have been wanting for a while. And it's almost like they kind of waited and held off on it just to see if you were going to be willing to work hard for it, for what you want, right? Let's get some descriptors on it and see if they can kind of give us an idea of who this person might be. I do feel like this is a boss type energy. This is definitely someone who has a say in the industry. Okay. Let me get some descriptions out, Source. Okay, one more. Okay. We're not going to do a whole lot. Now, these are not going to resonate with everyone just because these are general messages, but they're always fun to get out. If you guys hear those things knocking, the squirrels are throwing, I guess they're like seeds at the top of the RV, and they're really loud. So, look, childish, yeah. See, there's this energy coming in. I don't feel like it's this person. I do feel like this is something that at first you might be in an old type of energy, and this person is actually helping you to overcome that. And that's what I was getting with the children up here. There's something about the children, okay? And you're at first going to be like, it's not that you're going to be a child about it, throw a temper tantrum, but it's an old energy is what they're showing here with the childishness. It's like, you're going to be like, why do I have to deal with this? Or like, why are they giving me more responsibilities? Why aren't they giving me a pay raise? Why aren't they giving me a promotion? It's because what they're doing is to help you get to that next level on your journey. It's just like the way you show up and see it. Okay, yeah, so you could be a nurse. This person could be a nurse, a head nurse, right? Okay, let's see what else comes through. Bulky. Someone who is bulky. Takes up space. Okay. And then what else do we have here, Source? The Explorer. Yeah, so this is someone who likes doing things, likes to live in an adventure, likes having adventures, okay? Surprised that not very much came out in regards to the descriptions. I'm sorry, like I said, Source is not really showing a whole lot. They're just saying, this is something that you've waited for a long time. This is something that I'm interfering with because it's time for this to come in. So look at this, North Node, you're destined to have this. I cannot make this up. We started with the North Node in the dice, and now we have the North Node in the Astro cards. So the thing is like, this is something that Source is like, this is what you're meant to have in your life. This is something that's coming to you. And it has to do with your physical security, your possessions, your material values, and your self-worth. The physical world. This is going to help you out in the physical world. This is something you're meant to have. Let's get some more. Can we please have some oracle cards here? So this is not a bad pile. Like, you know, I didn't know what was going to come out today. I just felt like this was something that we needed to discuss. This is going to be effortless, right? This is something that they know that when you focus on it, like I said, this has to do with how much you're willing to be like, instead of seeing it as additional responsibility, instead of seeing it as something that is heavy or like, oh my gosh, this is putting me out or this is stressful on me. Like, of course you don't want to overwork yourself. That's not what the point is here. The point is that you're going to be given something that's going to at first feel like that. I keep getting that. I don't even know how to describe that. Just like, you know, meh, I don't want to do this. But at the same time, it's like Source is saying that this is something you can effortlessly do. And this person who's talking about you behind your back also knows that this is something that you'll be able to effortlessly figure out. Right? So there's like some new aspect to this coming in. But look, we have this. Is this? I thought that was the innocence card. I was like, oh, we've got children coming in here. So maybe you're like a nanny or something like that. But that could be true. So we have power with lightning coming in. This is duality. It's talking about like without lightning, there is no thunder. But we live in a dualistic nature, right? Like all the world around us is in dualism. You have the spiritual, the material realm. You have the good, the bad, the physical, the non-physical. You have all these things around us that balance out the great scales. And so this is what they're saying, to rein in the emotions that you might be feeling and let yourself get through this just to see what the outcome is, right? There's a need to do that. Because you're going to learn something very valuable from this situation, but this is something that's a gift to you. Yeah. I heard success is on the other side of fear. That's literally what I just heard right now. It was really loud. And then we have 38, which is 11, talking about spirituality. This is, again, being indicated. It is from the divine realm. But look at how the hyena's head is in this lack and poverty type energy here. Like, you're capable of doing the work because his rear end is over here on the prosperous side. You're capable of taking the steps. You're capable of doing it. But it's getting out of your head. Like, there's this idea. And if you saw me shuffle the cards on the bottom, let me show you. On the bottom, we had this in transit energy. And look at this lotus flower is like growing out of her mind. And what I was saying in the beginning, it's like getting out of your head, getting out of your mind. And coming in, being led by your third eye, letting yourself grow into a bigger consciousness, a bigger awareness. It's like, it may seem frustrating at first, but there's something that's really beautiful because of this person talking about you. Like, you caught their interest right away, and that's why they're talking about you behind your back. It's like they're trying to figure out how they can bring some sort of prosperity into your life, some sort of abundance, right? So it is something that you want. Look, Whale spirit on the bottom. Trust the great mystery. As I said, Source doesn't want to give this away. This is a surprise for you, Pile 1. This is a surprise. So this is not something that Source is going to be like, oh, hey, let me give you exactly what's coming, because this is something that Source wants you to see as it is, as a surprise. Okay? Let's get a talisman card on these. Every time I bring these out, I'm just always so impressed at how these cards work. Maybe if I can pick them up. You guys hear my nails over here? Come over here, homie. Okay. Can we please have a talisman card here, Source? For pile number 1. That's the one. Thank you. Look, and then on the bottom we have the owl here with learn the truth. Yeah, and like the third eye. Yeah, your third eye is being open here. You're connecting with a deeper wisdom. They're helping you connect with a deeper wisdom. This was not a ransacked reading at all. This is just Source saying there's somebody that's talking about you behind your back because you're doing an amazing job. Right? Not everybody that's talking about us behind our backs has malicious intent. Some people actually really do appreciate the work that we bring or who we are as a person. Look at this. Conjunction, a union, merging, a coming together. Isn't that everything that I've said this whole time? Like, this is someone who wants to partner with you. Didn't I say when I saw the 3 of Swords here that was like a collaboration? They wanted a collaboration with you. That's it. They want to build something with you. But you have to release that old energy. We have Jaguar release. That's that. It's you dealing with your emotions, right? Look at all this water splashing up. It's like realizing that this is between me and myself, right? Not me, myself, and Irene. Just me and myself, right? This is you figuring out what's good for you, what works for you, but realizing that you don't have to be so upset at things just because they are never as they seem. It might seem like this is meant to frustrate you. It might seem like this is meant to upset you, but it's not. This is a gift from Source, but you have to release those emotions, right? And let yourself flow. Go with the flow here. We have 23 here with Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. Exactly. That's what I've been talking about. Like, Spirit is Source. Spirit, Source, God, Source, Universe, whatever you want to call it, is saying here that I am giving you something that you've asked for. This person is talking about you. They've taken notice to you because I interjected here. I came in and said, hey, let me shine the spotlight on pile number 1. And they did. And when they did, this person couldn't take their eyes off of you, right? You inspire them. You got the motivate oil here. It's like they definitely feel inspired by you. And we have 64. Sometimes life stings. Right? It hurts when you're not able to get the answers that you want. And it hurts when you feel like you're given more responsibilities than what you're getting paid for, or like you're overworked and underpaid, or, you know, like you're not being recognized for what it is that you're doing. Sometimes it does sting. But again, the illusion is here, right? This is telling you that's the illusion. Is believing that that's the truth, believing that this person isn't going to see you as you are. They do see you as you are. We have 9 and 10 together here, making progress on the journey. 5 is that uncomfortable place of change, right? Let's see what your talisman card is. Willpower. Look at this Taurus energy. This is Taurus energy coming through here. Let me check this out of the book because these are very unique cards. Okay. It says it's time to channel your willpower through fierce dedication. Exactly. Okay. You have set your objectives, and by applying discipline, commitment, and courage, you will achieve your goals. At times, your target may seem too far away, or people might try to convince you to adjust your expectations, but you alone know how the power that you are, but you alone know the power that you hold within. Stay confident in your abilities and focus on the next step in front of you. The dominant presence of the bull is helping you through the tests of your strength and resilience. The victory is within reach. And this Affirmation is I persevere. Exactly. So you're going to overcome this. This is something that you're going to overcome. You're going to let go of this old belief system. You're going to let go of that idea that, oh my gosh, they're out to get me. No one's out to get you. No one's out to get you. They're here to help you. Okay, this is intervention by source. So let things play out, but you do your best to show up in a good frame of mind as best as you can. Right? All right, so I'm going to check your card off the camera to make sure that it's not inappropriate, and then we're going to read this one out of the book, okay? Awesome. This is called Space-Time Weaver. Look at how beautiful this card is. We also have this blue and green color here talking about connecting with your heart chakra and your inner truth, setting your light on fire. This looks like a candle, but it's also a lotus flower blossoming here, okay? Connecting with your third eye here. There's a star at her third eye and a star over her throat chakra. What was I talking about earlier? Speaking your truth here. It's like you really have to allow yourself to experience the possibility that sometimes, while things may seem like old things that we've gone through, that they're really not, right? All right, here we go. Says, today life woke me up from a great slumber, a lethargy of dark and cold times that were in fact perfect, and allowed the light that inhibits this very moment to shine brighter. I take off an archaic mask. I observe all the judgments I make and all the things I didn't give myself. I stop labeling my emotions as good or bad. Look, I cannot make this up. There's some sort of emotional turmoil that's coming in that may direct you to acting a certain way or being a certain way. And remembering that it's okay to feel the way that you feel, but not letting that become your entire life, your entire day, right? Like allowing the emotions to come through, but not to, it's like our thoughts. We don't react to them. Rather, we respond, right? With a newfound awareness, I embrace the fact that emotions simply are. They are natural expressions of an inner reality, of a need. I now look at my life as a living fabric with its patterns, figures, and colors. I appreciate the beautiful and subtle piece of art I have been creating. I incorporate new and diverse colors into my fabric. I integrate in me what I had previously separated, thus allowing my wings to open. I embrace my variety, loving myself and feeling proud of myself. And then it says tenderness. I allow what is happening to me to flow and tenderly embrace the complexity of my emotions. Looking at my path differently means being gentle with myself. It requires understanding, giving in sometimes, and rethinking with the most beautiful imagination. I'm rooted in certainty that there's still much love to be lived. Exactly. And yes, that says love to be lived. Exactly. There's so much to be lived here. And look, it looks like she has a mushroom cap on top of her head here. It looks like there's just a lot here that can be, where you're growing, where you're allowing yourself to grow, and remembering that your thoughts can be, I was going to say a fungus in your life, which really they can really bring about your destruction, right? I was also thinking about a bomb, when the bomb explodes and it gets the mushroom cloud. And that was something I was thinking about here. It's like one thought or one feeling at the end of your positive journey. It's not that dramatic, but it could really ruin your day or your direction for the day. And this is allowing yourself to remember that you are so much bigger than the thoughts that you have. You are so much bigger than the emotions that you're feeling. These are just human things that you're experiencing at this time. That in that control, you're able to balance your emotions, you're able to balance your thoughts and grow into a very beautiful lotus flower, right? But it all comes from just stepping back and being the observer instead of being stuck in the midst of it, which is easier said than done. And I get that, pile one, but I have faith that you can do it. There's a lot of good information here. This is a good energy. This person is talking you up because they feel like you're going to add some very valuable skills to this position or this place that they want to bring you into, okay? So this is what I have for you. If you feel like this is your reading and it resonated with you, leave a little eagle spirit or a little eagle emoji down below in the comment sections and say, I understand source has my back, or God or the universe or spirit, whatever you want to say. So that way then you let source know that you indeed trust this process. Leave me a thumbs up down below, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second though to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this lovely message. I wish you the best of luck, Pile 1. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this Forgive essential oil here, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on who's talking about you behind your back. Keeping in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, check out the information in the description box down below, where you'll be able to email me for a private reading, where I'll get you out more information as well as scheduling options. And you can follow me on over to my podcast, which is just a really fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I honestly hope to see you there. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading and find out who is talking about pile number 2 behind their back, source. What messages can you give to us about this? Who is talking about pile number 2 behind their back? What would you like them to know, source? Okay, and real quick before we get into this, remember that we are looking at someone else's opinion or viewpoint of you. That does not mean that it is the truth of who you are. So with that, moving forward, understanding we're seeing you through somebody else's rose-colored vision or glasses of you and their own perspective, which is their own, and that's nothing that we have control over, okay? So we do have Pisces, the Sun, and the 6th house. Okay, so who is talking about you? This could be someone who is a Pisces. They don't have to be. Let me move that up just a tad. This could be someone that you work with. This could be someone that you have daily routines with or is always spending time around. This is also somebody who could be a Virgo or a Leo. Or you could work in a doggy daycare or an animal daycare or pet store. That's really specific, but that is coming through here. But we do have co-workers coming in as well with the 6th house, okay? Someone who is very focused on their health and wealth, their wellness, right? And who is focused on their fitness. And they do their best to help others in this regard. I feel like it has to do with their body, right? They try to help others with their body, or they're very good at telling others what to do with their bodies, and they're not good at taking care of their bodies. So there's a couple energies that are coming through here. This is someone who can be seen as dreamy and mystical. They're very spiritual and intuitive. They can be very compassionate and sensitive. They can be an escapist, though, trying to get away from reality. Okay? This is someone who can be self-pitying and live in the poor me type energy with a savior complex and self-sacrificing. Sometimes they are their own self-undoing, and they might deal with a lot of sickness. A lot of different sicknesses, right? Like physical, emotional, mental sicknesses. This is someone who kind of lives in a fantastical world, right? Like they see the world through their eyes and their eyes alone, and no one can convince them otherwise. They do tend to lean on the egoic side. This is someone who can be very egotistical, very self-focused. This is someone who can take over a conversation and make it about themselves, okay? Like they like to take pride in the things that they have done or haven't done. But it's because they've learned to really be self-reliant on their own journey, and they may be seen as someone who has a lot of vitality and a lot of energy. Again, if they're working out a lot, they're going to have a lot of energy. This is someone who has a lot of energy. Let's see what the tarot says. Okay, this is more about them, but let's see what the tarot says in regards to this, okay? All right. So Source, who is talking about pile number 2 behind their back? Yeah, this is someone who sees through a life of illusions, right? They see a lot of illusions in their life. And so that could be why they're talking about you. We'll get a little bit more about what they might be saying too. So Source, who is talking about pile number 2 behind their back? Who is talking about pile number 2 behind their back, Source? Okay, thank you. Who's talking about pile number 2 behind their back? Alright. So Source, who's talking about pile number 2 behind their back? Oh, thank you. Okay, so you got all 3 cards right off the bat. Alright. That was quick. So we have the Page of Cups on the bottom. Yeah, this is someone who doesn't have a whole lot to give, but they do act like they do. Yeah, look. With the Ace of Swords behind that. Yeah, exactly. This is someone who can be very cold and off-putting. They think they know everything. They think that they have the answers to everything. And they feel like they're also very loving and kind and compassionate, which they can be seen as. But I do feel like it comes with, what's the word here? Like, if they give to you, they expect something in return. So there's definitely an expectation or conditional type of love with this person. Let's see what comes out in your reading. Yeah. Yeah, this is someone who's very conceited. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that came out. That is absolutely... Yeah, this is someone who's... Thank you, Source. Thank you for... I love that. I love that so much. This is Source also with the 3 of Swords here in the middle. Okay, this is Source saying that they are coming through to give you more and more either intuitive help or physical help in the realm to help see this person for who they are. Okay? This is someone who's very conceited about life, though. They think that the world would just stop turning if they didn't exist. That's how they feel. Like, they feel like they have something to give in every scenario, and if they don't have any energy to give in a scenario, that's when they act very cold and ruthless towards people. It's almost like, oh, that plays a part on their intelligence, and they don't like to be seen as anything other than the way they've painted themselves in the world as somebody who's a know-it-all. And they're really not. I feel like this person is just someone who's very surface level, and who has so little to give, and in turn has only learned so little about what life really is, okay? And so Source is trying to bring help and assistance here in regards to this person. And we also have the Popess in the reverse here, which talks about how this person's very superficial, right? This person is very much about how they look, how they appear, what's going on, right? And I feel like the reason that they talk about you is there's this energy of authenticity, especially with Source coming in. It's like, you know, you could be one of the chosen. You don't have to be, right? But you're someone who is a follower, believer of faith. And because of that, it's like you're getting assistance. Source is like, don't play with mine, right? Don't play like that with mine because you're going to get it. And it's not even that it's like, oh, Source is going to smite you or something like that. It's not that. It's just... the truth reveals all, right? And usually when the truth comes out in situations like this, where someone's identity is built on their own illusions and lies, their entire life falls apart around them. And again, that self-pitying energy that I was getting up here, right? Like, I'm a self-sacrificer. They'll try to paint themselves as a martyr in a situation where they'll never be a martyr. Right? They just think that they give so much more than they actually give. I mean, you have the Page of Cups here. And this is a Page of Cups who's actually covering his cup, right? He's like trying to hide his emotions. He's trying to, and they're not sure if this is the cap or his hat that he's taken off. To me, it looks like he's holding his hat, but it could absolutely be something that would, again, close this off from everybody else and be like, oh, I'm not going to give to someone else, but I want everybody to give everything to me. right? That very egotistical energy. It's like, you give to me what I can't give to you because I expect that. My love comes with high expectations. If I give you a little, you better give me everything you've got. But when we have the Knight of Swords here, at its very basic, when it's in the reverse, we're talking about someone who's extremely conceited. At its very basic. And so there's really not much else I need to say in regards to the Knight of Swords, because it's Source just clarifying that energy that was coming through someone who's very egotistical and conceited. Someone who's very shallow and superficial here, as being depicted by the Popess in the reverse. Let's get some clarifiers out for you here, pile 2. Okay, thank you, Source. So we do have the Knight of Coins here. This is someone who, when they talk about you, they say that you're really slow and that you're not moving as fast as you think you are, and that you're just, like, it feels like advantages. Like, that's what it feels like. You're taking advantage of a situation, or like you're not even doing the things that you said you're doing. Like, as you notice here, he has, instead of a coin, he's holding a gift, and it's all closed off, right? And it matches his outfit, and it matches the color on the horse here. This is like pretty symbolic. It's like you're trying to blend in what it is that you're offering here. Like, oh, if I can just say it loud enough and clear enough, people are going to believe that I have this. But I feel like that's how this person feels like when they talk about you behind your back, is they're trying to say that, oh, they're just trying to make it seem like they're doing something that they're not, or like they're good at something that they're really not. But ultimately, I don't feel like this person has ever seen you do anything that you do, or if they have, it's been very little. And so they're making assumptions based on something that they don't even know anything about, right? It's hidden. So they're saying that you're hiding it, but in truth, they're the ones that they're not open enough to another person's energy to ever see clearly at what it is that you're doing. So we have the Hangman in the reverse here. Exactly. This person has a slanted view on life. Again, this idea is like, I'm the one that needs to be the center of attention. And so if they're not the center of attention, or if they're not looked at by others as being, oh, you're the one that helped me out, you're the one that did so much for me, you're the one that you know, got me into the position that I'm in, you're the one that got me this opportunity, whatever it is, then they're gonna, it's like somebody who cries wolf. But look, it's like somebody who's chained up. Look at this. Let me turn this over so you can see this clearly. Someone who's chained up in this glass fixture, in this glass container full of water, trying to escape like a magician, right? I want all eyes on me. Don't pay attention to the illusions that I'm sharing with you, right? This person has a very slanted perspective on life. This person does not see things clearly. That's exactly what I was saying here, what I was feeling with this Knight of Coins here. It's like they're not seeing you clearly. They're trying to paint an illusion. And this is what I feel like Source is trying to show you. So I do feel like you know who this person is. And I feel like Source is keeping you in the loop, and this person has no idea that you're still in the loop. Like, they just think that you're bluffing, or that you're, like, honestly, the energy that keeps coming through, and it's really irritating, but it's the same. It's like they just think that you're dumb or not intelligent. And that's not the case at all, because I feel like you already have a watchful eye on this person. And it's because they're not, it's not that they're dumb, but they could be. I mean, they could be, you know, like, but I feel like that's just such a terrible phrase. Like, you know, because people just are ignorant to situations rather than being smart or dumb. Like, they just don't know. And I feel like that's exactly what it is. But I feel like this person doesn't see the world that way. They see it as black and white. You're either intelligent like me, or you fall in line with everyone else where you're just stupid and you don't know how to do anything. Right? And I feel like that's exactly how this person sees the world. And that's who's talking about you behind your back. So remembering that, okay, like, let's just look at that. Then whatever comes out, definitely take it with a grain of salt, because it does not hold any weight. Right? Because this is someone who doesn't have any view of the real world, just the illusions. Look, we had the Magician in the reverse. And it's weird because when this flew out, it like literally turned so that it would come out in the reverse. But look at this. Standing on the Pentacle. Okay, when we're talking about that, the page, or why do I keep calling him a page? Because I keep thinking about the Page of Cups here. The Knight of Pentacles over here, right? How the pentacle is hidden in his box. And it's like this person is trying, again, it's trying to make it seem like, oh, let's focus on the money. Let's focus on the coin. Let's focus on the material things, right? That superficial energy. Let's focus on the material things here. While I do all these tricks, while I do all these things, like what I was saying is they can be seen as dreamy. They can be seen as compassionate and loving and kind and caring. They're an escapist though. So this is someone who spends a lot of time running from reality. But when they're dealing with reality, they're trying to paint as many illusions as they can so no one sees the truth about them. And that's what they do. And I feel like for you, pile 2, the reason they're talking about you behind your back, it has to do with something involving the Pentacles energy, right? Which is very worldly, i.e. superficial. Right? Something that's not really what matters, which is what we have depicted with also the Popess in the reverse. And you have 1 and 2, but they're both in the reverse. This is something that this person started a whole new cycle in. Right? They're not ready to see clearly. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Coins in the reverse, which is all about illusions. Illusions, obstacles, things that are keeping you from seeing what it is that you can manifest in the world. So they're saying that you're the one that's painting a lot of illusions. But look, we have the sun underneath that in the upright, right? But that's the thing. It's like they're trying to block people off from how good you really are, how kind you really are, how amazing you really are, how hard of a worker you really are, or even just how fun you are. Maybe that's the thing, like this person's so egotistical. They want to always be the center of attention with the sun energy here, right? You have the sun and the sun, but you could actually be the sun or be equivalent to that sun energy, where you just naturally, when you walk into a room, people gravitate towards you. And so this person's trying to paint a lot of illusions about you so that you're seen by at least a handful of people as someone that you're not. But what they don't realize is that when these people actually meet you, you never fit into this box that this person's talking about. Never, not once. Right? But they're not willing to learn from their mistakes. They don't want to learn from these mistakes. They don't care. If it all falls apart, like that's the thing with this person. If it all falls apart, they're just going to start again with a whole nother group. Why? Because they don't care. They don't care about people that way. They only care about being seen the way that they want to be seen. Let's get some description messages on it, which is what you hear. Me shaking the bag. Please have some descriptions for this, about this person for pile 2 source. Okay, they want 1 more. Alright, so I'm not going to do a whole lot. These aren't going to resonate with everyone, but these are always just fun to get, you know. Alright, let me separate these out here. Okay, so we have bulky. This came out in another pile. So this could be someone who is very big, who's very bulky by nature. Just someone who takes up a lot of space, right? I can't make this stuff up. And I say in the beginning, this could be a Pisces. We have water sign. So this is someone who could be a water sign or have water very highly aspect in their chart, okay? Oh, it's a partier. I was like, what did I write? I couldn't even read my own handwriting. This is a partier. This is someone who parties a lot. Right? Escapism. That's what I was saying. This is someone who's an escape. Like, they like to escape from reality. So that would make sense to be a partier. Like, they're doing it to live in this fantastical world that they've created. Sincere. This is the illusion that's coming through here. This person, they're not. Okay? They're not sincere, but they seem sincere. This person is a master artist at manipulation. Let the train go by. This is someone who has mastered the art of making people believe that they're sincere. With this page energy. With this. They're not. What else, source? 5 o'clock shadow. Okay, so this could be a man. And they always have a 5 o'clock shadow. They have to shave every day. This also gives me that energy of someone who, you know, when they show someone who has their face covered and then all you can see are their eyes. Like, that's another thing. It's like this person hides as much as they can, but the truth is always in their eyes. Dead eyes type energy. Loud. Yeah, this person's really loud. This person's extremely loud, pile 2. So those are some descriptors that we've got for you here. Let's get some oracles on it and see what else is coming through for you. Source, can we please have some oracle cards here for pile number 2? Who's talking about pile number 2 behind their back? What do they need to know? Okay, thank you. Okay, so destined to have. Interesting that this would come out. It flipped over. Let's see what's on the bottom of the... Okay. So this is what you're destined to have. Independence, bravery, and passion. So this is someone, like I said at the beginning, it feels like this is someone who's always in your energy. Okay? This feels like someone who's always around you. This feels like someone, you know, that, or you always have to be around either at work or whatever it is. But you're destined to let them go. Which, why didn't we get the South Node? It's because Source wants you to focus more on what it is that you're meant to have. Okay? That's why. You're destined to have independence, bravery, and passion in your life. You're destined to be who you're meant to be. And that's the thing. It's like this person, they have a hard time with you being the sun. They just have a hard time with it. They don't understand how you just naturally are this person who shines so bright and gets attention. Source is also telling you to take time and space out to go and create for yourself. Okay, make a safe spot for yourself. Okay? Cave and sanctuary is like literally where this caveman, he goes up to this mountain, he climbs up this mountain, he takes his paints with him, he sets a fire, and he starts drawing, and the day disappears without him even noticing it. And this is something that will help serve you along the journey. Because you're completing this. This is a cycle that you're completing. This is something that's meant to end for you. Okay? Like I said, I feel like you know exactly who this is. Okay? This does not feel like stranger energy. This feels like someone you know. Okay, this person. It's like when you're getting ready to go into work. You're like, okay, I gotta deal with Brett today. Oh, Brett, like, why do I gotta deal with you today? But I'm gonna put on my best face. I'm gonna do my best that I can today. And you try to make wide berth of this person. And if you have to run into them, you know, it's just exhausting. And you already know. But every day you make a plan to try and stay away from this person. That's just an example, right? It could be anything, really. But it's like, it feels like every day you plan and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for me. I'm gonna make sure that I have this set for me. Yeah, and being fierce too. Like, fiercely defend your space is something that really comes out with this card here. It's like, look at these really sharp rocks here, and he's standing behind him. It's like, defend your space. Be like, look, I need my space, right? It's my space. Don't get my space, man. Don't get my space. Yeah, because you deserve to have your space, okay? Okay, thank you, Source. Magic works through you with Scarab Beetle Spirit flipping out here. Number 52. 7 is all about luck. If you change what it is that you're doing with magic works through you, this is saying you're going to bring the magic into your life. You're destined to experience the life that you desire. But there, you know, when we're manifesting, I think some people sometimes have it mixed up that, oh, I'm manifested and I don't have to do anything. I can just sit back on the couch and it'll land in my lap. Like, I wish it were like that. I wish that's how this type of magic worked. There's a blue jay right now outside. He's beautiful. That's what's making that noise. It's a blue jay. They don't come up very often. But I feel like I always get a blue jay on pile number 2. I cannot explain that. So maybe you pick pile 2 on my channel a lot. But there's something about the magic in life. And the only way that it really works is when we choose to show up. That's the only way it works. It's like working out. You could be like, oh yeah, I'm going to think healthy thoughts and I'm going to watch healthy shows and I'm going to look at healthy food. But if all you're eating is junk food, do you think you're going to lose weight? I mean, it's just something, but I feel like if people have this misconception about manifestation, and that's exactly what they think. Oh, well, I'm Imagineering. Shouldn't that be all I do? Well, Walt Disney had a room set up at his work where he went in and it was pitch black and he would sit in there and Imagineer. But when he came up with his ideas, do you think he stopped at that? No, because none of those movies would have been made. None of them. Yeah, embrace the in-between, flamingo spirit. Number 26, which is 8, right? And that is all about abundance, but it's also about letting go of karmic cycles. So I feel like you're kind of in this in-between, this limbo state right now, where it's like, do I or don't I? Do I or don't I? And so it's like when you decide to let go and let yourself be who you are naturally, like you're gonna feel much better, right? Just like ignoring this person or just, again, giving them wide berth. I feel like you already planned that, but I do feel like there's some obligation here somewhere, that where sometimes you might show up and still feel like you're obligated to give this person your time and your space. Now I'm giving you guys a talisman card, and on the bottom we have cut ties. Like, I can't make this stuff up, okay? Like, this is the energy that's coming in. It's very clear here what's coming in on your reading. It's time for you to cut ties, to let go of this person, right? So let's see what this is. We have koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. Look, 35, number 8 again. To let go of these karmic cycles. We have 7 and 8. We had 7 and 8 with the one on the bottom of the deck. So you may see 888 a lot. That's sort of saying, I want to bring in your abundance, but we first have to clear out this karmic energy that's lingering, right? Boom. We have number 20 with swan spirit. This is beauty. Seeing your beauty. You're just blinded by your own beauty, right? Like, it's like everyone else sees you. This person even sees you, but you might not see that yourself. That's why I was saying it feels like there's some sort of obligation here that's coming through, where it's like, oh, but I have to show up for this person. I have to do this, or I have to do that. And it keeps you blinded to the truth of who you are. And so this is saying to open up to your own beauty. You're destined to have this independence. You're destined to be brave and passionate in your life and experience life the way that you want to experience it. And that sometimes means taking off the blindfold and saying, I'm ready to take on this life, even through the hardships that are coming towards me. I'm ready to experience the magic of what Source has to offer me. So let's see what your talisman card is. I'm going to read this out of the book because these cards are very unique, and see what comes through here. Look, we have good luck, and I can't make this up. Look, there's the ladybug. And ladybugs are all about fortune and good luck and prosperity, right? I think they are a cousin to the scarab beetles too, which is funny. And the only reason I know that is because here where I'm at, there's this really funky beetle in the summertime that flies in. So I was here all summer, and there's this really funky beetle that flew in, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And so finally I figured out what it was. And I was looking it up. I was like what is this beetle here? What is this? And they're June bugs, or May beetles is what they're called. And it was talking about, much like, I think it said, much like the ladybug, it is directly related to the scarab. So, yeah, something to keep in mind. All right, here we go. Let's see. Can you see that? It says, luck is with you and with everything you touch. This is a very positive card that indicates growth and increased potential. The currents are in your favor, and if you act upon your wishes, you will benefit greatly. It is up to you to channel this good fortune. The circles on the card form the number 8. I didn't even recognize that. Look, what was I saying? 888 could be a powerful number for you. Oh my. 8 is an auspicious number and a symbol of new beginnings. Fate will take a strong hand and redirect your path in a very positive way. What you do after this shift is in your own hands. And didn't I say with the 3 of Swords, we're talking about Source coming in. It's an intervention with Source, right? Source is helping take over here. And so with good luck here, you have that confirmation where fate is coming in to help you out on your journey. Now, I am going to take a look at your card off screen just to make sure that it's not inappropriate, okay? And then I will read this to you. If it is inappropriate, I'll just read to you out of the book, or I'll try to cover up what is not supposed to be seen, okay? Oh, awesome. Okay, we've got the Fibonacci. Everything happens in cycles. That's what Fibonacci is. It's like like it uncurls like the fern, right? It goes like this. And real quick before I read this, I just want to point out that we have the initial wound, right? At the very center here, you have the initial wound that happened. And then everything in life begins to form based on that wound, okay? Now, the opposite is equally true, where you have something very positive that impacts you, and that leaves a very good experience. And now everything that happens similar to that happens like a cycle. So there's almost like an expectation when it hurts that everything that you go through that reminds you of that wound will also hurt. Likewise, if there's something that's very exciting that happened to you, everything that happens like that that's similar to that, you'll have an expectation of it being exciting. So that is something they wanted me to point out here. But remembering that as it unfurls, we also are doing the same as we're learning about ourselves and we're healing. We're coming back to our center, right? And so even if you feel like you healed it here, you healed it here, you healed it here, and you healed it here, now you get to this point and you're like, wait, why am I still healing this? Well, there's still more layers to go, right? And so that's something that you may be like, I thought I let go of this energy once and for all. Yeah, but you're still getting to the core of your being, okay? And you're still learning about yourself. It's a process. That's what it is. So let's read this out of the book. We have Fibonacci. Oh, I just passed it. I saw it there. There we go. There we go. Okay, can you see that? Perfect. It says nature, simple and complex, the dualistic energy, is an everlasting source of observation and knowledge. Flowers, branches, and plants impregnate me with their perfection. Therefore, contemplating, I ask her, and in her reflection, I find out that I am like an underground current, hiding infinite secrets within its diverse patterns. I observe my path moving like the rhythmic sequence of the spider web, and that is how I am weaving my own life in cyclic progress, revealing the secrets that tell me how to navigate my own journey. I finally remember that I am nature herself, and I observe the illusion of living separated from her. I remember who I am, who we are, and step by step, I move forward along my path. It says patience. Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. It just takes time. Exactly what I was saying, like you're like, there's this feeling of impatience. I thought I let this go. I thought I was done with this, but just as you patiently go, you're going to learn more and more about yourself, okay? You have good luck and good fortune coming to you here. Things are working out for you. Source is about to bless you. Very, very good. Very, very good. Very well. A whole lot, right? You're about to get blessed a whole lot. I don't know what was trying to come out here. But you have so much coming to you. And again, it's like for me, the number 8 is your karmic cycles that you're letting go of. Right? Because if you think about it, it can also be a sideways infinity symbol, right? What goes around comes around. But 8 is also about once you learn how to heal those cycles of what's going around and coming around, and you begin to instill that positive energy like I was talking about over here, then suddenly the abundance is what begins to go around because that's what you are putting out there, right? And so it's a very abundant, very positive number here, very auspicious for you, very good energy. This person is someone that you're meant to let go of, right? This is someone that you're meant to release. You are creating something beautiful, and this person's not going to be there with you on the next extent of the journey. But this person also is kind of too arrogant to realize that you're going to be saying goodbye soon. So don't take it personal, okay? If they don't miss you or if they don't feel like they cared that you were in your life, it's just because they really don't. Okay, and I know that hurts. Like, I know it's like, oh, but they should care. It's like this person just doesn't have the capacity to care for someone in that way, including you. And that's whatever title or position you hold in their life. They just don't have the capacity for that. Okay, so this is what I see for you, pile number 2. If you feel like this is your reading, put a swan emoji down below and say, I'm destined to see my beauty. So you can tell Source you're calling in that higher vibration. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this peace oil, this is essential oil, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on who is talking about you behind your back. We'll check that out at the end and see what it is. Keeping in mind these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, check out all the links down below in the description box where you can email me for a private reading where I will get you out further information, as well as scheduling options. And you can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a really fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I honestly hope to see you there. Well, that being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Real quick, first and foremost, I do just want to point out that we are connecting with another person and how they view you through their rose-colored glasses and their perspective on life. That does not make it the truth of who you are, nor a reflection of your character. It's something that we have no control over how another person sees us. We can only control how we show up in response to that, okay? So let's get into it and find out what's going on. So Source, who is talking behind pile number 3's back? What would you like them to know? Who is talking behind pile number 3's back? What messages do you have for us, Source? Who is talking behind pile number 3's back? Okay, so we've got the moon, we've got Virgo, and we've got the 3rd house. Okay, so this has kind of been all over the place today. First and foremost, the first thing that came in is someone who's a soulmate, i.e., whatever you take from that, okay? This is also something, we're going to get more information as we go in. This is also someone who could be a sibling, but I did hear soulmate when I let go of the dice, okay? With 3rd house, you know we could be dealing with twins, right? Twin flames. But again, it's not something I'm going to get really too deep into, but I'm just going to mention it here. But also we could be dealing with childhood friends, peers, someone you've known for a long time. Okay, this is someone who seems very balanced. This is someone who's very patient, humble, modest. They can be a perfectionist. They can be a little bit too rational when it comes to things, and especially with the moon here, it's like they have a hard time connecting with their subconscious at times, where they deal with some very deep emotions. Okay, this is someone who has a lot of deep emotions here, but we'll see what's going on. And remember, if this is a soulmate and there's something that negative comes through, it's not for us to get really upset about it. It's more or less for us to remember that we can let them live their life the way that they're going to live it, and that we go and live our lives, no matter how much we care about them or wish that they were the person that's in our lives. We always have to remember they're still their own person. No matter the healing that we've done, they're still someone who has free will, okay? I just feel very drawn to say that right now. This could be a neighbor. This could be someone that it feels like someone who's in your vicinity, who's close to you, not necessarily in your house, but could be in your house, but it could be also siblings and peers, someone that you know from school, okay? With Virgo energy here, they can be very critical. They do like to communicate. This is someone who enjoys writing. They like to help the environment. They like to be of service to others. They're very helpful of others. They do like to be out there helping communities. That's something they really enjoy. Okay, this is someone who has a hard time with personal needs. Okay, they cannot deal with their emotions. This is someone who's very closed off to their emotions right now at this time. They're trying to reflect on that and receive what that is to them, what that means to them. But they've been so used to moving in this very instinctual way that to embrace and to nurture the feminine within is very difficult for them. So they are healing their inner child right now. They're working on healing their inner mother. This is someone you know who could be cooking, who's a very good cook. They could be a very good bake, like a baker. They're very intuitive, but they are very private. This is someone who doesn't let people in. Again, that idea of dealing with their emotions. If they told anybody the truth of how they were feeling, this person might die of embarrassment. Okay, that's just the type of energy that's coming in. There's no reason to be that way. We know that now. The world is beginning to heal from that idea, but not everybody is at that level yet, right? And so this person just has a very hard time with their inner emotions. Okay, so we're going to get some tarot on it. See what else comes through. So Source, who is talking about pile number 3 behind their back? What can you tell us? We'll try to get some information about what it is that they're saying about you too. It may or may not come through though, okay? So Source, what is this person, or what is this person? Who is talking about pile number 3 behind their back? Who's talking about pile number 3 behind their back, Source? What messages would you like to share? Who's talking about pile number 3 behind their back? Thank you. Who's talking about pile number 3 behind their back? Yeah, this is someone who's not ready to deal with their way they think about things. They're very much in this, I see the world this way and that's the way I see it. Who is talking about pile number 3 behind their back? Okay, thank you. Who's talking about pile number 3 behind their back, Source? What can you tell us? Thank you. Who's talking about pile number 3 behind their back? What more can you tell us, Source? Thank you. Okay, I feel like these are clarifiers. All right. Bottom of the deck. Yeah. Someone who's brokenhearted. This is someone who's very brokenhearted. They could be brokenhearted if you left, right? Like if you left, but this is someone who's very much trying to control situations, okay? This is someone who likes to be in control of their emotions. This is someone who's very closed off to their emotions. With this 8 of Wands next to the Ace of Cups, right? This is the 8 of Wands in reverse. We're talking about control here. We're talking about wanting to overcome the anxiety that comes from dealing with emotions, and that's why this Ace of Cups is in the reverse. This is someone who just doesn't want to deal with it. They don't want to face their emotions. It makes them feel crazy, and so they'd rather focus on their bag, right? They'd rather focus on their money. This is a person who has a hard time healing from past situations, okay? This is someone who struggles deeply from healing from past situations. It's like, basically, if they were betrayed, like this is someone who will hold a grudge for forever. This is someone who will never forgive. They don't see the point in forgiveness. They'd rather just hold a grudge, believing in some way, shape, or form that that's putting them in the right state. And then when another situation arises that's even closely mirroring that, they run. This is someone who runs right away. They're not going to sit around and figure it out. So this could be someone who's single, right? This could be someone who's very single, whether that's a sibling or a friend or a neighbor or whatever. This is someone who's very single. All right, so we've got the Sun. Yeah, we have Judgment in the reverse. Again, that idea, they just have a very difficult time with healing from past wounds, right? It's almost like they're addicted to the heartbreak. And that sounds odd, right? But that's the energy that we have here. We have the Queen of Wands, clarified by the World card. Yeah. This is someone who's capable of greatness, okay? This is someone who's capable of doing wondrous things once they deal with this internal turmoil, okay? So I do feel like there is something that's coming to their conscious level from their subconscious here, but they're doing their best to run away from it. Okay, overall, though, this person's very outgoing. Okay, they love to help people. This is someone who likes to be out there really helping, like this idea. See how these two brothers, they can be depicted as two kids, two brothers, you know. This, to me, the Sun always gives you this energy of you being able to talk to your higher self. But in this case, I'm seeing two brothers, okay? And in this case, I'm seeing one brother helping another brother. Hey, I know this is a hard time. I know you're going through a lot, but we can do this, right? Being a happy-go-lucky type of person. This is someone who always wears a smile. And right now I'm hearing the bigger the smile, the bigger the problems. That's what I'm hearing right now. So this person is really good at hiding their emotional problems. They're seen as someone who's very stable. They're seen as someone who has a lot of boundaries in their life. Again, that idea of privacy. They're seen as someone who is not going to give you very much because they're working on their own world, okay? However, this person works on everything except for the emotional aspect. See, and the thing is that this person only carries these boundaries as they're like self-limiting boundaries, and they don't realize that because they feel like they're putting up good boundaries with others. Okay, this could be someone who's a fixed sign that's an Aries, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo energy. Okay, they could be an Aries. We have Leo and Scorpio, highly aspect on the table here. Okay, but the thing is here is this person doesn't want to give. They just don't want to give anything. They don't want anybody to know about them. This person could have had some sort of really tragic accident or something that happened to them in the past that left them really brokenhearted, like a divorce or something that they were egoically tied to that felt like their identity. And it fell apart, you know, like maybe they were in a relationship or like, so the energy that they're showing me is someone who's in a heterosexual relationship. Okay, before you click off, hang with me. Okay, this is someone who could have been in a heterosexual relationship and it didn't work out because internally they knew that they were gay, but they don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit those feelings that they might have for someone of the same sex. That's how deep this runs. This is something that's very rooted in their being. Like they are trying to be what society says that they have to be. Okay, they're not trying to be the embodiment of what love means to them, and that's who's talking about you, because this could be you. They could be interested in you, or this could be one of your family members or a friend that you grew up with. It's like maybe you're like always knew that they were interested in same sex. Maybe you always knew, like everybody in your circle knew that, but they never admitted it. And then they went off, got married, and you're like, okay, maybe I was wrong. But then they got divorced and you're like, no, like I couldn't be wrong. But that's a type of energy. That's the example that they're giving me here. Okay, this is a very, very specific message here. And I feel like the reason they're talking about you behind your back, I don't feel like it's anything bad. I feel like it's just because they're like, I don't know. Before I get into that, it's kind of here and there and everywhere. That's what it feels like. It's like they don't want to say anything bad about you, but sometimes they do complain about that maybe you know their emotions better than they do. Okay? And while they may be complaining about this, they're also very mysterious because they won't let anybody know what those emotions are. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not bad, but I don't know. Let's get some more on it. That's why it's very wishy-washy. Can you tell us more about what this person might be saying about pile number 3? Usually I use these as clarifiers, but we've gotten a pretty good idea about who this person is. Can we please have some energies on what this person is saying about pile 3 source? What is this person saying? So all the other ones gave me an idea of what they were saying. So what do we got? We've got the Magician in the reverse. Okay, so I'm getting an idea here what this person's saying. Can we please have some more? Yeah. Okay, so we've got the Emperor and we've got the Knight of Cups. Okay, and they were kind of in the reverse, but they want me to take them in the upright. I can't even explain that right now, but that's... And we have the Knight, or the Magician in the reverse. This person is saying that you... Alright, Source, tell me how I can portray this energy, because... Okay. Like, you're trying to convince them that there's something that they're not. Okay, like emotionally. Especially with the Knight of Cups here. That emotionally, like, maybe you're interested in them, or maybe they're interested in you as a friend, right? Like, or you know who they're interested in or who they're deeply in love with. And it's like, why don't you just give it a chance? Like, feel like maybe you're trying to encourage them to just be who they are. That's what I feel like. But I do feel that they do sense that this is encouragement, that you're trying to help them come into this. This could be an Aries, someone who's very stubborn. Okay? This could be someone who is very reluctant. Again, that idea of reluctancy is coming through here. I don't want to embrace who I am. And you could just be encouraging, you know, like maybe you're like trying to invite them to, I don't know, a gay bar or something like that. Like, why don't we just go and check it out? You know, I heard it was a lot of fun. We don't have to do anything. Like, let's just go check it out. And you're like, why don't, like, this is a very specific message. If this is not resonating for you, then check out one of the other 2 piles, because this is so specific. Okay, this is a very specific energy. But it's like this person really thinks that, like, they're talking about how you're trying to convince them that there's something that they're not. but they also see that you do care about them. And they that's what else they're talking about. It's like, well, pile 3, they're always trying to tell me or convince me that I'm something that I'm not, but I know that they're doing it with the best of intentions. Like, I know that they care about me. I know that they're coming with solid intent to help me become the best version of myself, but I don't want them to talk me into being something that I'm not. But it's something that it's like, you know, they're not facing it, right? That's what I'm saying. It's not negative. It's just like they're like complaining because you're triggering them by just being you, inviting them to do these things. And it's like, I feel like you're just trying to subtly, but maybe not so subtly, help them find their way. And at this point, it's like, maybe you should just let them do their thing. Like, it's like, no matter how much you want them to be who they are, no matter how much you want them to embrace themselves the way that you embrace them, until they learn to embrace themselves, like, nothing you do will be able to get them to open up. Yeah, to open up to that. Look. The 5 of Wands. Look at this image. They bricked off this door. I feel like you're open-minded and you're loving and compassionate and you're ready to open them with open arms exactly as they are. It's like, that's all you ever wanted, was them to see themselves the way that you see them. But this person has closed this off. This could be a twin. This could be a twin flame message. This could be a soulmate message as well. It's like, you've done everything in your power to make them see how loving you are. Okay. And what I'm saying is, when they're talking about like someone who was pretending, I really feel like this is someone who's pretending something, okay, whether that was to be a heterosexual, to be gay, whatever it was. And I'm not saying that's a thing. I'm just saying there are some people who will literally put themselves in a very uncomfortable position because it's what's comfortable for society, okay? This person has done everything in their power to block this off. And every time you come in, yes, you come in with love. Yes, you come in with this strength and this intention of goodwill. Like, it's goodwill. Like, the world will accept you. Do you see the world here at the Emperor's feet? Look at this world. Right? Over the world. The world will accept you. Okay? That's not what's in question here. What's in question is, do they accept themselves? And they don't. They don't accept themselves at all. And so they've done everything in their power to block this off. This is a demon. This is a ghost for them. This is something that really leaves them in a state of panic, right? Like, this looks like the little girl of her, right? They've cut themselves off since they were a child. This is something they knew a little on. Like, again, that idea, if this is a schoolmate that you've known or someone you've known since they were a child, like, they've closed themselves off to this for their whole life. So to break down that wall now, to break down this wall now would be to let out a whole lifetime's worth of emotions, which is, it may not seem so scary when you're talking about it about someone else, but if that were you, think about how you might feel if you were in their position. I've closed myself off to who I am my whole life. And I have a friend who's trying to get me to accept who I am at my core, which is something I've been running away from my whole life. My whole identity has been built on the sand of running away from who I am. And whereas outside energies might know that and see that and understand that, to the person that's running away, they feel like they've built something that's secure. In reality, all they would have to do is touch this with their finger and it would all come crumbling down. The emotional ego does not like that, right? And that can be very overwhelming. Yeah, this is something that's been a part of their mind for a while. This is something they've been focusing on for a while. It's not that they feel like you're doing it to hurt them. That's not what they feel like at all. But they're talking about it because they feel like they may have another friend or someone else that they go and talk to. And it's like, you know, pile 3, they're just so focused on getting me to pay attention to this energy, whether you love them or whether you care about them. But I'm just not, I don't want to. And so they're focused on how you're showing up And that's what they're telling others, and that's what they're talking about. It's not necessarily malicious. It's just I feel like they're trying to find the best advice from anyone that they can without going to the source, which is you. Yeah. And they feel very alone right now. This is so weird. I was going to talk about this at the beginning of your reading, but I kept getting solitude and I didn't know what it meant. And I totally just didn't even say anything at the beginning. And then by the time I got into it, I forgot about it. And so we have solitude coming out here, which is, that's a confirmation for myself. But also this is something that they're not willing to discuss with the person who matters. And that's source, or the deity that matters, right? Source energy, connecting with a higher power here. They're just not... I could feel heartbroken for this person, because this must be such a burden to carry. And to feel like you have to carry it in secret, you know? Look, we have Saturn here. Feeling restricted, experiencing struggle. They're learning hard work and patience. They're focusing on their coin. Of course they're learning hard work and patience. Capricorn energy. This is connected to Capricorn energy as well, right? But also when Capricorns are in their shadow, they're very pessimistic. They don't have a positive outlook on life. They think that everybody's going to be against them. I'm a glass half empty kind of person, when that's that Capricorn energy in their shadow. So that's the thing here. It's like they're feeling very restricted, but they know they need to release this. This is something they're destined to release in this time with the South Node. This is a hard lesson. And sometimes, as much as we want to help them with that pile 3, we have to let people learn their hard lessons the same way we did, on their own. So you're doing it with all the love in your heart, and they recognize that. But this person just can't accept that right now. They just can't get into their frame of mind where they're like, oh my gosh, like, they have the... you know, like, they have love for me, I should just love them. No, like, this is someone who's like, yeah, I see that they have love for me, but it's almost like when you're a teenager and your parents are like, I'm doing this because I love you, but it hurts, right? Like, you're like, no, why would, if you loved me so much, why would you do this? But it's like, we don't see the benefit of it. That's where they're at right now. So we have number 22, and 22 is all about trusting the process. It says truth transcends illusions with the dragonfly spirit. So there's nothing else you need to do in this situation. This person is getting clarity on this situation. And I feel like it's just been exhausting for you because you want them to see how much you care about them. Of course you do. Of course you do, right? Actually, before I get into these, I did this for every other pile. Let me get some description messages for you. Let's get some description messages for pile number 3, source. Okay, thank you. Some more description messages here. Nope, that was... okay. One more. Okay. Now, these are just fun to get. They might not resonate with everyone. Well, I don't know. But just know that they won't resonate with everyone. But they are fun to get. Cleaning. So, like, cleaning their spirit. Cleaning the house of their spirit. Right? This person's definitely working on that. And I feel like the more that they work on the money, once they get their money, you know, it's like that. Once you become rich and famous and you're only left with your emotions to work on, it gets, you know, pretty overwhelming. This is a water sign, so it could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. We have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio here with the Ace of Cups. Okay. Messy. Cleaning and messy. Yeah, I feel like their emotions are definitely messy right now. We have this is energy. This could be a messy person in general. They could be like artist. Alert. Yeah, they're very aware. This is someone who's very aware of what's going on. We don't have any really like descriptive energies except for water sign here. So, straight hair. There we go. We got something. This person may have straight hair. Shy. Yeah, that makes sense. They don't want anybody to know their emotions, so they're shy. Okay, thank you, source. So let's see what was on the bottom of this deck over here. Let spirit be your guide with Hawk Spirit, number 32. Things are changing. But you have to let source do the work here, right? There's something about this, like letting source do the work here. So look, we have the moon again, satisfying emotional needs, nurturing self and others coming out here. They're in the process of learning how to nurture their own wants and needs. This person has a tendency to put everyone else first, and I feel like that is a part of them running from themselves, because it's like, the more I can run from myself and pour into others, the more I don't have to deal with this. But eventually they're going to have to face that. We have number 44, the truth. What do we have here with the dragonfly spirit? Truth will transcend illusions. So we have number 22 and 44 coming out together here. So the truth will set you free, and it will set them free. And then we have number 67 with wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. So they're just not in a place right now where they're able to really see this as a wise action, okay? I do feel like they're going to get there. I'm going to get you a talisman card, and then I'll read this one because these are very unique cards. I'm going to read it out of the book, and then we'll check out your oracle. So can we please have a talisman card for pile number 3? And overall, it's weird because I had such a routine with piles 1 and 2, but for you, like I was saying like earlier, it just feels so all over the place. Like, and that's exactly how the reading has come through. It's just been all over the place. Like, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do that, but it was like, that's just the energy here. It's very like this person, I feel like that's exactly how they are all the time. They're just like over here, and now I'm over here. Like, they never finish anything. It's almost like they just, oh, I'm going to dabble in this. And then because their emotions start to come up, because maybe they're getting into the, what is it? The tedious work and the mundane. And it's like, oh, my emotions are showing up. Like, okay, put that away and I'm going to go over here. And that's why they never truly finish something. But look, we have destiny on the bottom. This is something they can't fight. Like, it's something you can't fight or force onto them, but just knowing that it is something that they themselves cannot fight. Okay, so let's see what this is. Leadership. Look at this tiger here. I feel like you do help lead this person to overcoming some of their fears. But they're just in a place right now where they just want to, it's like, I just want to complain because I want to feel right. I want to be right in my own actions and the way I'm approaching life, right? So make sure you guys can see that. Okay, it says leadership. You've been placed in a situation where you have to take the lead. This newfound responsibility can be frightening, but it offers you an opportunity to see your vision come to life. Set boundaries and focus on the bigger picture. You are able to brighten up the spirit of those around you and see their potential. You have the confidence, decisiveness, empathy, and insight that inspires others. In the course of your life, you have gained valuable experience and respect, and now it's your chance to offer guidance. Ego battles are no match for you. You've mastered self-discipline and creative humor and have to let go of the need to micromanage the small stuff. It says, I offer guidance. And maybe that's what it's been. Maybe that's why they've been talking about you, because they feel like maybe you've been micromanaging, and maybe without knowing, it may have just seemed like that, right? That your intentions have been pure. It's like you're trying to help out, but it does feel like maybe to them, they feel like you're micromanaging. And now it's just sometimes to be a leader, we've done all that we can do to show them how to succeed. Sometimes we have to step back and let them fly or fall on their own. And I feel like as a leader, sometimes that's the hardest thing. That is the hardest thing to do. Oh, and then this is the interesting thing, is that the Destiny card is the actual, it's on the box too, right? So that's the, I don't even know what you call that. The picture that's on the book and on the box is this. I just got so tired from this reading. Like, this is just really overwhelming energy. I can't even imagine, like, if you were trying to help this person, how maybe you were absorbing some of this energy. And so this is who's talking about you. But it's just like they kind of just want you to go away for a while. And maybe that's what you need to do. They need to miss you. They need to miss your energy. They need to walk this journey on their own. Okay, I need to check this card out to make sure that it's not inappropriate, which it's not. We have Witness of Beauty. Look at this gorgeous card. And I feel like you're going to see this person either come toward you or become who they were meant to be. Like, you're going to witness that, right? Like, you're going to see it. So it says, noises, voices, words, scenes. This incessant mind does not stop. Hey, wait a second. I am here. Right here. It is only me who can govern myself. I am sovereign free. I revoke the power that I have given to outside authorities. I take back the excess power that I have given my own mind. No one nor anything can take away my energy. I am connected to Source. I embrace my presence to feel the connection. I am witness to this to the beauty of this world. Present. I am presence. I am my true nature beyond name or form. I am present in my chest, in my body, in my whole being. Yes, I am present within my whole self. Wholeness. So this person is looking for wholeness, and I feel like you are a leader in that area, right? You found out about yourself, and so sometimes what we want to do is reach our hand out and grab somebody's hand and say, come with me. From my own personal experience, I know that this does not work because they'll resist against the change, especially if they're not ready. But because you're becoming whole as yourself, you are going to inspire this person to become whole of themselves, and they're going to finally face this emotion within them. And I feel like you've known this. Like, I don't feel like I'm telling you anything new today. I mean, there have been messages here that may have helped you out and inspired you, but I feel like overall, like, you knew that this person's struggling to accept the truth, and it's more or less like, why are they struggling here to really accept themselves? And that's something that I feel that only they can tell themselves, because they hid from themselves at a very, very early age. At a very early age here. And they've been cold to themselves. And no matter how much we care about another person, we cannot make them do something that they're not willing to do. Okay? This was an all over the place reading, but I do hope that it resonated. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a wolf emoji down below and say, I lean into my own truth and become the leader I'm meant to be. Leave me a thumbs up down below as well, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, Pile 3, stay human. Bye.